Welcome back to our exploration about boundaries. All right, what did you discover? What did you see are the reasons or the justifications that you have for not drawing clear lines? Once you can start to see where there's boundaries and where there's not, and you can get some insight into why you're not setting them or the reasons, maybe the unexamined beliefs that keep you from setting them, you've got a lot of really great information to work with. This is a huge step in having healthier, clearer, stronger boundaries. So now let's move on to the next phase, which is to really begin exploring the cost. Like, what's it actually costing us to not have clear and defined boundaries? And I'll go back to the example that I shared with you last week because I think it helps to make it more real. Okay? So when I look at what it was costing me to not be clear about who I was or wasn't willing to work with, right? The kind of client or where that client needs to be in their own personal development. When I wasn't being clear about what I would and wouldn't engage with, who I would or wouldn't work with, it was costing me a decent amount of energy, right? Because I would find myself having conversations with people that just weren't quite ready for what I'm doing, right? And it wasn't doing them any good, and it certainly wasn't doing me any good. It was kind of a waste of both of our time. And, I shared with you last week that it was really frustrating to know that something is available to this person that they're not quite ready to receive and almost be trying to give it to them. Like, you are powerful and amazing. Believe me, here, take this. And they're like, but I don't know about that, if I'm really that great. And it's like, oh my gosh. So it was costing me energy and time, the time that I could have been spending with people who they're ready, right? They're really ready for that. Also costing me a sense of self-expression to not have that clear boundary, because I'm in the conversation with someone and, it's like I'm frustrated and I'm pretending to be nice or engaged when the thing that would have been the most beneficial for me and for them is to just say, look, I can feel your resistance and I just don't think that you're ready for this. It's totally okay. Here are some things that I think you could do immediately that would support your growth. It's not working with me, but here are some resources that could really make a difference for you, and then point them in the direction of those things. And then, it's complete. We're done. They're off towards something that might be more fitting for where they are. And I now have my time and my energy, and I was self-expressed and I was real with them in the moment. So what's it costing you to not have clear boundaries? To not have a clear line around what works for you and what doesn't work for you? I'm going to guess that it's somewhere in the world of energy, patience, clarity, self-expression, a sense of power. That was another thing in the conversation that I was in with her. I felt kind of powerless. It's like, I don't let me make the phone. I don't want to be in this conversation, like trying to force something on you, and yet I feel like I have to be. I can't. So I feel a bit imprisoned, actually. And so it's really costing a sense of power and freedom to not just be clear. What do you see? What's the cost for you when something doesn't work for you, but you go on pretending like it does? Or something is not okay with you and you're unwilling to speak up about it. That's the place to look this week. Okay? What are the costs of not having clear and defined boundaries in your relationships, your projects, your work, your life in general. Right? I can't wait to see what you discover. And like always, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reply to this email and just let me know. What are you seeing about the cost of not having boundaries? And then next week, we'll look at how can you begin to put those things in place. Reclaim your power, clarity, freedom, and begin practicing healthy, clear, strong boundaries.